It's like called little bits of investments in a conversation. I get what you're trying to do here. I'll give you that. However, I just find it not to be very good. I don't expect even a single person to read the entire thing. And here's the thing, Giannis, I wanted you to know. I didn't say your name. I didn't say anything personalized, but it sounds personalized.
Yes, it does.
Imagine if someone told Thomas Edison how a light bulb works. You can either do 1,000 trial and errors and see how a light bulb works, or you can have your third grade teacher tell you how it works because they already know how. And I'm the third grade teacher in this case.
So let me quickly get you up to speed, right? I have an appointment setter. You've probably read it on Facebook. And right now she got 100 DMs out, but 0 booked appointment. That's the state of the mind.
Okay.
And so I prepared a few questions to how to tweak and all the stuff. Let's jump right into it.
Yeah.
So the first thing would be, for cold email outreach, there are, let's say, golden hours between 7 a.m. and like 4 p.m. Is this the same for IG DMs, or have you experienced any specific times where it's more likely that gym owners reply?
No, that's a good question. In cold email, it's a lot more specific because people aren't living in their emails every single day, right? They probably check it 1, 2, 3 times, if anything. IGDMs, however, they probably, like any human being, are on it like 20 times a day, right? And so
Okay.
what you want to focus on is just how much can you produce during the business hours that people are awake, right? So if you're in the US, literally from honestly 7 a.m., 6 a.m. even, depending on your niche, like gyms, they're up at 6, they're training people before work, 6 a.m. all the way to 10 p.m. will suffice. Like that's good enough time. And the thing is, they'll respond to you when they respond to you, right? So a lot of times I get a lot of people replying back to my DMs that I sent them in the morning, Johannes, back at break time, right? Which is around afternoon when no one's really working out with them. And they have time to themselves because they block off that time so that they can get ready for the evening classes in groups, right? It might be different depending on your niche. Like realtors, it's probably well-rounded all through the day. But yeah, you get my point. It's basically they'll get back to you, right? And with the script we have, when you message them in the comments saying that you sent them a DM, when they have time, they'll go back to the DM and message you. And that's why speed to lead's important, because once you have them in the DM, make sure you don't lose them, because they're not going to come back until later that day, or if anything, later that week.
Yeah, I honestly expected that answer, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, of course. That's a
Be-
good answer.
because my VA she doesn't really mind when to work, and so that's why I came up with that question.
Okay.
And also because I want to target, however, if it's even possible, target more the eastern side of the US, because the time zones match up better, but you don't have much control over it while prospecting with hashtags, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, when I'm up in the morning looking through hashtags prospecting there, I still get a lot of people from the Middle East posting about their gyms, a lot of people from India. And so sometimes you gotta wait. And so you plan around that. What can you do right now? Lists, right? Or people who follow Gym Launch, right? Or people who follow other famous pages that, where your niche hangs out. And then later that day, you go back to hashtags, because that's when UK is hitting people up Eastern time, right? Then soon Middle America, and then Pacific. And again, they can post at sporadic times. They just know what time works best for them to get their own clients. Usually around the evening time, but no need to go in the weeds there because that's specific towards gyms.
All right. So the second thing would be, do your VAs actually reply outside of their working hours? I don't think so.
They should not. I tell them like, hey, just get
Yeah.
back to them tomorrow. That's totally fine, However, they do. And it's probably because I provide them incentives where, hey, if you get a certain amount of booked appointments for the week, I will give you X bonus. Right?
Yeah, I expected you to say that, honestly.
Because that makes
I
sense.
also thought about, yeah, of course, it absolutely makes sense.
Yeah, so, even on weekends for my agency clients that we're helping with IGDMs, they're like, hey, Scott, hey, Joe, I booked in this guy for you on Sunday. He finally got back to us from Friday, just making sure it reflects on your calendar, right? And so, I mean, they're still connected on the IG accounts. I don't tell them to. If they ask me, I'm saying, hey, that's totally fine, because it'll help you hit the weekly goal for sure.
Yeah, good answer.
Yes.
All right, the third thing would be, do your VAs strictly follow the script? And what I mean is, if some, I think you already know what I'm about to say.
Go for it.
If they give an unusual reply where the script doesn't really fit in and it starts to sound robotic if you continue just using the script, what do your VAs do?
So two situations here. One is where the VA appointment setter wants to go off script because they feel like they have a better way of responding. And then
Mm-hmm.
two is when there's an objection that's not on the script that you made for your appointment setter. Here's what you should do. So I'll start with that last one I said. If there's something that they say, an objection that an appointment setter doesn't know how to respond with because it's not in the script, nor they don't know what to come up with in their wits, then what I have them as a protocol do is screenshot that DM conversation,
Mm-hmm.
put it in Slack, right, and tag me and say, hey, Marcus, how would you like me to respond to this client or this prospect? And then I go in there and I say, I would say XYZ, and then they will go ahead and respond with that. And then it's your duty as the manager and leader of that team member to put that response in the script so that when it happens again, they can just go back and refer back to the document instead of you again. Now, going to the other way where they feel like they have their own wits and their own way of responding back to this prospect outside of the script, like, yeah, they can use the script, but they actually feel like they can do something more. That's something that will help get the booked appointment in a better booked appointment. What I have them
Mm-hmm.
say is this in the beginning, like when I hire someone and I set the expectation, I say, hey, because you have maybe VA experience and because you've done this for another agency, I'm 100% open for you to go off script under one condition. Before you message that prospect, you must tell me, hey, here's a conversation, here's where I want to go off script, and here's what I want to say to this person. And it's up to me to give them the green light, right? The only issue I have with that is if I see that too late, I just tell them, hey, if I don't reply back to you, just go with the script because speed to lead is the most important thing. Just go with it. But
Mm-hmm.
once I see that, I can be like, hey, that's actually a good idea. Go ahead and use it, right? In fact, there's been times when many VAs come to me and they're like, hey, I think we can do this instead of this. What are your thoughts? And I'm like, shoot, let's do that for every freaking agent. I'm like that's a eureka.
All right. Good answer. Thank you.
Good answer.
Oh. Okay, the third thing would be kind of feels like an interview a bit,
I mean,
don't you think?
you're saying good answer, so it is like an interview, but go for it, man. I know people who are watching this, they don't know us, but yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, it probably sounds funny. So, anyways, the third would be I kind of have a hard time telling when to change up my scripts. And what I mean is what the KPIs should look like to know that my script is actually working. Because I'm not sure right now. We don't get a lot of replies, but a lot of people see the message, this kind of stuff. And just in general, for how many, let's say for 100 DMs, how many booked appointments? What are the KPIs to that?
KPIs that you should aim for.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
exactly.
let's do two
Thanks.
things here. Let's talk about, I'll quickly share what my KPIs and what I want to put on you and your agency because we're in a similar niche, so I totally want you to get the same results. The second thing is if you're totally fine, dissect your numbers and we can actually do a quick live audit on like, hey, you actually should be focusing on changing this up. Let's do something about this. Okay. So two parts. So for every 100 messages my team members sent, I expect 1 to 3 booked appointments that same day. That's the overall bottom line KPI. Now between that, typically we see 6 to 8 replies to that first message. Someone saying, hey, yeah, we're taking on more gym members, more PT clients. Are you looking to come in, right? If you know our script, it's a little bit clickbaity, so they might sometimes think that you're a customer, which is fine. Then that's where you
Mm,
transition to your offer and say, awesome. Well, actually, we're looking to help one gym owner in your area or in Houston, whatever. In fact, we have a system where we use TikTok ads to bring you more clients. In fact, we're guaranteeing 50 client opportunities or you don't pay. Is that something you'd be interested in, right? So you keep
mm,
track of all these little things. Like, am I getting a lot of people seeing my message? First off, am I messaging a lot of people? Am I getting a lot of people to see my first message? Am I getting a lot of positive replies to my offer? And am I getting a lot of those people zipping to a booked appointment, right?
mm,
And that's where at those little joints, those little stages, you'll be able to see, oh, I'm not getting a lot of those positive replies booking in. I wonder if it's because we're not getting back to the leads quick enough, or we're making it complicated for them to book an
mm.
appointment, or I don't have enough availabilities, which is, to be honest, actually a lot of issues with people in international times, believe it or not. Obviously, because time zones. Yeah, that's exactly how you dissect it, right? Maybe it's sending messages. So now that leads to you being like, okay, how can I make my VA more efficient so that they can send 100 plus more messages? Or maybe it comes down to you hiring a second VA so that you can do more, right? Which, to be honest, is what I'm doing in PK Media internally. I'm going to hire a little bit more VAs so that we can send out 400, 500 messages per day. So
Mm.
does that make sense in terms of how you look at your KPIs?
Absolutely, yeah. That helped a lot.
So again, just to recap for you, 100 messages minimum with
Mm,
one VA. So if you do 200 VA, 200 messages, and then 6 to 8 replies to that first message. Perhaps 3 to 4, so 50% of them becoming positive replies to that second message, your offer. And if that's lower, fine, that's okay. But if it's like 1 to 2 out of 6 to 8, then your offer can be tweaked, or the way you convey your offer can be tweaked a little bit better, right? Maybe it's confusing, maybe it's not compelling enough, right? So that's actually, for example, there, like when we stopped saying, or we work free for free, people knew what that meant, but instead it's the same thing but we say, or you don't pay. It's the same thing, but it sounds more compelling because, people don't pay for a second month. All that stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, again, does that make sense to you? Numbers. Then 1 to 3 booked appointments out of 1 to 3%.
Absolutely, yeah. Now I know what to aim for. Well, that was great. That was some great output, man. So the fourth thing would be we got some time left.
Hmm.
To actually take a look at my script because I'm kind of experimenting a lot right now.
Okay.
Because I have noticed these gym owners, they get bombarded with messages. They're probably so annoyed when they see comments and DMs like that. At least that's what I feel like when I've read a few replies. So yeah, I would quickly go ahead and share up my script. Gonna tell you right away what I think sucks about it.
Sure. I mean, that's the point of dissecting and learning what you can do to improve it.
Absolutely, yeah. All right, anyways, the thing is, the overall theme that I've tried to create is no BS, I don't hide anything approach. Like, I'm not trying to bait them somehow to get in the DMs. And also my opener itself is kind of no BS, no hiding stuff. You will know what I mean when you
Hmm.
have taken a look at it. So that's like what's posted in the comments. Oh, and by the way, I think my number one problem with that script is that it's too long. And I'm not sure how to cut it properly without losing its core value.
Hmm.
But anyway, yeah. So that's the first message, comment on a post, like my VA or me. We like 3 posts, comment on 3 posts, and on the third one we do the, have you seen my message stuff.
So you're right. It is a little too long, and let me tell you why it might not get a lot of replies.
That's
So
actually not the long one I was talking about, but yeah, continue.
no, no, no. It's too long of a comment. Just keep it
hmm
super simple. Like, hey, I love what you share about nutrition. I never knew, and I might get canceled for those in bodybuilding, but like, I never knew whey protein was that bad. Something
Mm-hmm.
like that, or like you support them. By the
hmm
way, I sent you a DM because I would love to connect. Not sure if you got it. It's kind of a passive aggressive way of saying, can you check it? And just let that happen because at the end of the day, 50% of the battle is literally getting them to see your DM, let alone reply back. So definitely just shorten it up. Just don't show any methods of like, hey, I'm here to talk shop. Yeah, don't show that you're trying to talk shop to them right there. Like in public in front of everyone. Talk shop
hmm
somewhere else outside. It's like imagine I don't know. This was in my mind while you were speaking, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna shoot my shot. But like it was like imagine going up to a girl and asking a girl out in front, like to be your girlfriend in front of like her friends. Can it work? Yeah, but it's kind of awkward. So imagine
Uh-huh.
like someone like getting like seeing that in public, like, hey, yeah, I'll help you get like 30 clients in 30 days. Like, hold up, just take that on a DM. Yeah,
Mm.
just show that you're a
Oh,
fun
it
guy.
makes
That
sense. Makes
yeah, just
sense.
so that you're a fun guy. You support what they're posting and that you love their content and you love to connect. Nothing more than that because that's what Instagram is made for.
hmm Okay, got it. Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Absolutely. All right, so that's not the quote unquote bad or long part, but it's actually this one. And that's what grinds my gears.
Yeah, don't no, just we don't have to go into a spiel like I just did. Make it short. I get what you're trying to do here. I'll give you that. However, I just find it not to be very good, just simply because I just see a lot of people with different offers of freelance doing it, even to the same crowd, gym owners and personal trainers. And here's the issue. You need to have a conversation. It's called a conversational opener for a reason. It's not called a pitch opener, right? You're not on Shark Tank. This is the Instagram. So you just
hmm
gotta, it's like called little bits of investments in a conversation, right? I learned this from Jared Lawrence, who is a master at his business is called Modern Flirting. He helps guys talk to girls and boost their confidence and everything. And one of the things we teach is like how to get little nuggets of touch points and investments in conversations. And it's just small replies here and there. Like, hey, what's up? I saw that you're doing this. By the way, are you still doing personal training going into the summer, or are you kind of all booked? And they're like, hey man, I appreciate it. Yeah, we can definitely have a handful of personal trainers. And now you got a conversation going, right? And that's the whole point. And that's why I say like conversational opener and then there's a transition to offer, right? Just keep it stupid simple. Just keep it stupid simple. I'm not gonna go up to a random person and just be like, hey, look, listen, I seen you on the other side of the crowd. I really love you. You're really cool. I have this to offer. Let's go to the arcade and have fun.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna no. You gotta have a conversation, a dialogue, it's a bridge. You're gonna be like, yo, I'm already going into a spiel. Sorry. It's just who I am. And be like, hey, how are you doing? I'll be honest. I bet I can wear that dress better than you. Gasp. Yeah. What's your name? Now you're having this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but you get the point. So we definitely need to revamp that. I don't expect even a single person to read the entire thing. Like this is honestly longer than my paid
Same, yeah.
ads video.
Yeah, same. Maybe some replies influenced me on that decision because to make it short, when I was using the old conversational opener, it was, hey, is this account actually managed by name? You know, like I'm asking, hey, is it actually you who's using this IGR account or is it your team behind your back? And now the funny part is I got a reply where someone immediately knew what I wanted. It was a negative response in that way. Basically, he said something like, I already know what you want, I've seen it coming, and some other bullshit. That's why I thought about maybe changing it up. And what's funny is I got a positive reply that this message is better than 95% of what that gym owner got, but he was already booked out. That's why I got kind of confused, but I feel like the problem with that is that it's too long, but
Here's where, if you want to test this out, no, I totally get the context and I've been there. I've had a lot of people actually, I've been in conversations was like, and I'll be honest, 3 months ago, someone was like, yo, this is the crappiest pitch I ever had. I'm like, I don't give a fuck because I know by sheer numbers, I'm going to have 6 to 8 positive replies from this. It's by sheer numbers. And if you want to be that person, cool. Now, I get where you're coming from this, and I'm not saying that this won't work. It's just the way you convey it might not work. And hear me out. The best way you can use this is make this a generalized video. So instead of now you still want to have a text introduction. Be like, hey, what's up? This is Johannes, by the way. I just want to say from one fitness junkie to another, from one gym rat to another. I love this tip. A lot of people don't know about this, so I appreciate you. In fact, I shared it or like something like that. I don't know. Maybe you didn't. And it'll be like, wow, man, I appreciate it, man. And then you make video saying like, hey, what's up? Okay, so my name is Johannes again. Really love the conversation we're having over the DMs. Now, I just want to be open and make a personalized video and say, I'm here because I help other personal trainers get more clients using IGDMs, which is why I love working with you guys because I really love the fact that you are helping so many people. I just want to help expand that impact. Anyways, I do offer a free personal train Wait, I'm sorry. I do offer a free 14-day trial so that you can see how I deliver you guys more leads through your door into your business. Really nothing down. Let me know if that's something you're interested in. I know you get a lot of these messages, so if you're not, no worries. But if you are, just go ahead and reply back. Again, love the conversation. Peace. And so you'll get a lot of people just saying, yeah, I'm interested, or like, hey, yeah, no thanks, but I appreciate you letting me know. And here's the thing, Johannes, I wanted you to know. I didn't say your name. I didn't say anything personalized, but it sounds personalized.
yes, it does.
Yeah, man. So yeah, that's what I would do. I mean, just make it a video form because it's much more compelling that way. Do have an opening line so that people start having a conversation with you. Other than that, man, you're gonna be doing good. Just make sure you're sending 100 messages consistently with that VA, and everything shall be fine.
Okay, the video part is a good idea
Yeah.
that I haven't tried out yet, and it absolutely makes sense. Sometimes when you're thinking about such stuff alone, some things tend to make more sense than they actually do, and having a person to talk to is so valuable.
Yeah, yeah. Of
Because
course, someone that's done it before. Now I get it.
because if I look at it right now, I don't want to say it kind of feels stupid, but you know what I mean. Now that I've heard your opinion, it absolutely makes sense.
I mean, imagine if, I believe it was Thomas Edison. Imagine if someone told Thomas Edison how a light bulb works. You can either do 1,000 trial and errors and see how a light bulb works, or you can have your third grade teacher tell you how it works because they already know how.
Yeah.
And I'm the third grade teacher in this case. All right. I do have to run to another call. I appreciate it, man. Let's schedule another call and we'll keep chatting it up. But do make those adjustments and you'll see hopefully some good KPIs coming from it. Okay?
Absolutely, yeah. Just one more thing for your information. Bought a aged account, which is from let's say 2016, and it actually got restricted because my VA has sent 50 DMs, and now it's restricted till tomorrow or something like that.
Yeah.
Just to
Ramp
warn
it up.
or inform
Yeah,
you.
you should ramp it up. Start at 20, then work your way up every day, add another 5. So
Mm.
25 the next day, 30 the next day, 45. And sometimes people, sometimes the script just gets blocked 3 times a day and then boom, you're done.
Mm.
So yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's it. Actually, that was also all of my questions. So it's
Awesome.
perfect finish.
All right.
Marcus, thank you for taking out your time. Appreciate it.
Peace, man. Take care.
Yeah. Have a nice day, man. Bye bye.
Bye.